Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Brawlin with Brett. This week, we are going to be playing some Calix. This is a deck that my girlfriend actually put together. I made a couple slight tweaks to it based on my collection and card availability, but we are playing Calix, Destiny's Hand. He is a 4-mana Planeswalker for 4 mana at the top. His +1 is going to look at the top cards of our library. We're getting an enchantment into our hand. -3 is we get to exile a creature or enchantment we don't control, and until an enchantment target enchantment we control leaves the battlefield, which is basically we turn all of our creatures into an O-ring, Oblivion Ring, or I should say Banishing Light, the actual card that's in Standard. And then the -7 we're gonna get all enchantment cards from our graveyard to the battlefield. So we are playing like a weird enchantment-based mid-range deck. We got some ramp, we've got plenty of enchantment interaction here. Couple just planeswalkers, because planeswalkers are good, and then we're hopefully going to win out with just a bunch of enchantments, potentially a Finale of Glory, kind of overwhelming board. We might get there with Heliod, bashing it with Nissa, Token, Nissa Animated Lands, or Gideon. So I think we've got all sorts of ways to get there. A lot of enchantment-based removal. So that's the deck. We're going to get going. So launching in on Wednesday Night Brawl. Looks like Brawler's Guild Hall is sticking around, which I suppose that's just the world we live in now, and we've just got to get used to it. By the way, well, I should have said, I guess we're going into the game. Thanks for tuning in here on TCG University. And yeah, let's go. And by the way, this is Monday's video, so there'll be plenty more videos this week going on while I play this deck. So we are playing Golos, which I'm not thrilled about, but I think we have some ways to deal with it. This is not a great hand, so we're going to take our free mulligan. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. We got a scry land. Yeah, we're going to give this a go. So we are running our Field of Ruin to counter their Field of the Dead. So I'm not as concerned now that we have that interaction. Yeah, we are a little short on land, so we're going to go with that. This is not the fastest opener we've ever had, but generally these Golos decks aren't all that fast either. So hopefully we can just get in there, and once they get going, we can kind of get going ourselves. The Smothering Tithe should help out, ramp us into some dumb stuff quicker. And we have Elspeth's Conquers Death and Conclave Tribunal. This hand would not be particularly keepable against an aggro deck, but our opponent's just ramping. Okay. I was hoping for a little more action than this. Kind of in an awkward spot here. Yeah, I don't think we crack off the finale. I just hope we just need to draw land. We just need to draw land. The deck's got plenty of land. Oof. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, Conclave Tribunal. That's not shocking. Get rid of the removal spell. And there is the Field of the Dead. Okay, we got a land, which is where we want to be here. Gosh. I don't love them keeping the Golos. We don't have a ton of options to deal with it right now. We're going to play Smothering Tithe out right now, which is kind of not the most exciting hand. This deck has a fair amount of mana dorks in it, a little bit of ramp, and it might need more, but we're going to see what we're exactly doing with the deck, but we've already gotten a little bit of ramp off of that. Okay, thank God. Our opponent whiffed hard on the Golos activation, so they paid a lot of mana to get three spells, and they got 3 lands. So that's great. And now we can play Calix and answer their commander. So Heliod's Punishment. We also could just Punishment this thing. I think we're going to Punishment it, because then it's just, you can't do anything. So, that seems really good. Little bit of a do-nothing turn, but, well, I mean, we decided do-nothing turn. We answered their commander. Land wouldn't have been bad there, but then we wouldn't have drawn our fun little answer to it. And so normally these pacifism effects, don't take away their abilities, and that's one of the reasons we're running Heliod's Punishment. It might be temporary, but this is actually better than killing the Golos, because they could have just cast the Golos again and kept ramping and doing the annoying Golos thing, because Golos is hard to totally answer. So now they are stuck with a Golos that doesn't do anything for 3 turns. There's a lot of effects like this that are permanent in Commander, and it's... This is a card I almost took this card out a couple times, but I actually really see the value in that a lot now, because there are particular commanders, Niv Mizzet, Golos, that just killing repeatedly doesn't particularly answer. And so, as we can see, our opponent isn't doing anything particularly horrifying right now, because we've got a nice little answer. And so, they're thinking about it. Hopefully they'll hurry up a little bit so I can stop vamping and we can get on with the game. It looks like they might be considering destroying the Smothering Tithe, which isn't a terrible idea. Oh, gosh darn it. Now, that's interesting. They actually kept the punishment in. Yeah, we don't have any instance, so, yeah, we're just accepting that. That sucks. That sucks a bunch, but, oh, they tapped out for that, so we get to play Calix. Guess we're gonna take Calix up. Ooh, grab that Dawn of Hope. That'll help us get a little more card draw going, eventually. Can make some tokens with it. That seems just fine. Our opponent is not doing particularly horrifying things, which is real nice. They've got a lot of mana, but they're just kind of stuck taking away the punishment. Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, they're not doing anything too scary. Agent of freaking Treachery. Gosh darn it. I hate that card. No, their deck is not built to take advantage of Calix, but that is certainly annoying. And we're a land short. That was a really... They have just gotten to play some really annoying haymakers here. Gosh, I'm trying to think if we just Nylea. Nylea, I don't think we get going next turn. Guardian Project will help us draw some cards. Iron Games actually gets us a body on the ground. They could exile whatever we put down if it's a creature and enchantment under the Helia. Okay, we need to make a decision. Dawn of Hope. We're going to play Dawn of Hope. Man, this has been kind of an annoying start, to be honest. But they're whiffing. Their deck is not made to take advantage of our Calix. Oh boy, Agent of Treachery. It's fine. It's not too good or anything. But I'm gonna be honest with you, viewer. I am getting a little tired of this card. Ouch. Okay. We've been stumbling a bit this game. Our opponent's gotten some nice stuff. If we could just top deck a land, you know. Okay. I think we just need to probably Elspeth Conquers Death the Garruk, unfortunately. So. They did get 4 power on the board. We can start mucking up the board eventually, but they're getting a lot of 2/2s. Okay, so now Golos is free again, which is bad. I'm trying to think if we have many answers to board states this size. I really don't think we do. Yeah. Yeah, we don't got this one. So we're going to just move right along. We kind of stumbled a little bit. That was not our most aggressive hand. It's possible we probably should have gone to... We could have gone to 6 there, but our opponent also did have just a lot of kind of very impressive haymakers. So that's all right. First game, we're going to shake it off. We're going to keep going. We're going to see what's going on. And after... I'm not going to change the deck during this week's set of videos. I caution against making rapid changes to the decks. Ooh, playing Gitrog. Just because you need a sample size, and one game that, oh, I lost, isn't a sample size, guys. It's not. So, as frustrating as it is to lose... Oh, we're going to take a mulligan here. Oh, boy. This is... this is almost a hand. This is, oh man, this is basically a hand. Oh gosh, oh, oh, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it, and at the end of the video, I'm going to look solemnly at the camera, and I'm gonna go, well, we probably should have mulliganed that. It was kind of a greedy one, but we've only got one color, but we have such a nice little curve here if we draw our 3rd land, because see, we can, okay, See, you don't believe in me sometimes, viewer. Sometimes I think you go, Brett, that was a really bad choice. And because I was a luck sack and drew what I needed, I get to act all high and mighty and be like, see, it all worked out. Okay, cool. This is Flash, so we don't need to do anything. We could just kind of keep some mana up. Ooh, and that's and the Arcana Sun's Grace is a nice little interaction with Donna Hope. The lifelink is there, nice. We can get some card draw going potentially, and we're probably just gonna flash in our Omen of the Sun here. Our opponent has not got a particularly aggressive thing going here, so let's blast out that Omen of the Sun, and then if we kind of miss out, we can always scry if we need to. I don't think we're gonna scry at the upkeep. Actually, I don't know why we didn't. I mean, I guess we were hoping to draw 3-drop. We should have probably. I could have put a stop in there. We could have done that, but we'll scry here on their turn. We can hold it up like we got something. Make them kind of think out their moves a little bit better. And we've got stuff on the board. We're doing better than we were doing last time. We have some nice answers. When that Gitrog monster comes down, we're going to deal with it. Now, Gitrog is really fun if you had instant speed removal, because you can make him put that sack trigger on the stack and then kill the Gitrog monster, which is hilarious. Most of our removal is going to be sorcery speed here, but that's a fun interaction to keep in mind. Okay, Acolyte of Affliction. That's not a... I forgot that card existed, so nothing too crazy here. They're probably going to get a land back. I guess they might take their dork back. But that's okay with us, because we are going to draw a land, odds are, because we're going to get a nice little scry. And let's go ahead and sack our Omen of the Sun. Ooh, Return to Nature. I don't think there's anything... We're going to bottom that right now. I just want to keep drawing land. Okay. So I think our best bet here is to go ahead and make the Archon, put the Archon down and hope they don't have removal for it. Because they're probably hoping to play Gitrog out here. And that means that we can play our Archon. If they want to stick with their game plan, their assumed game plan of playing the Gitrog monster out, we get to untap, get some life-linking flying value out of that, and then probably Prison Realm away their commander. I think that's what we'll save the Banishing Light. We want to use your more narrow removal first. We could also... Oh, Cavalier of Thorns. Okay, so Cavalier of Thorns, I don't want them to get a trigger back on that. Oh, Field of the Dead. That card leaves with rotation, and I am ready for it. Okay, what we're going to do here is we are going to Elspeth Conquers Death, and just totally exile that Cavalier of Thorns. It's going to stop being our problem. We are going to get a trigger here. And we get a Swing in the Sky for 3 lifelink. And we don't have the mana to draw there, but when we do, it will be nice and ready. One of the reasons this deck is really solid is we got to take advantage of all the enchantment themes going on in Theros, and there are plenty. Okay, Finality. Okay, we are wiping the board, so that's a bummer. That's a sad one. Sorry to see our Pegasus go, but that's okay. Well, we can get it back. We're going to Calix here, and I think we're just going to get rid of this Acolyte. We are going to choose that. Okay, hold on. Let's read our ability. Let's make sure. Exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target. Okay, so we're going to choose that target. We're targeting their thing first. It's going to go scoop under our Dawn of Hope, and our Dawn of Hope is doing a lovely job at being a Banishing Light with upside, because it still does its stuff. So Elspeth's Conquers Death is going to go off, and we're going to get a creature card from our graveyard back. And I've got a hint for you, viewer. It's going to be the Archon, and our Archon's going to be bigger. And then, ideally, our opponent will likely play a thing, and we will remove said thing and get a 2/2 out of it. So this is real nice. And we have if they likely won't be able to answer Calix this turn. Although I suppose they could do it. We could get blown out last turn with that freaking Finality. I'm always worried when it takes them this long because I feel like they're picking targets for Finality. And that would be bad. Now, we would get to keep one of the good things here. So, even if they Finality us, it's not the end of the world. Oh, Gitrog! Excellent. Happy to see that. Okay. So, Elspeth Conqueror's Death is resolving. It's possible they've got some, they could, like, return to nature the Archon, I suppose. I feel like, though, if they had returned to nature, they probably should have shot the Conqueror's Death. So, our opponent just needs to, alrighty, we are going to, we're going to put the counter on the Archon. We are going to tick up Calix to see if there's anything relevant to get. Conclave Tribunal, hey, I know that guy. We are going to play the Conclave Tribunal because our opponent knows we have it, so we can keep the rest of our hand a secret. And that, since it's their commander, oh, they're Assassin's Trophying that. Okay. Yeah, guess we'll go get a basic land. Now, the Acolyte of Affliction's annoying, but they only get a permanent back, and they don't actually have a ton of great targets for the permanent portion on that. Gosh, what could they get? Most of that's instants and sorcery, so they can get a land, or that Elvish Reclaimer, or their Mana Dork. We're gonna let, yeah, so they are, I think they probably did this to give us the opportunity to make a bad choice to exile the Acolyte of Affliction. We're exiling the Gitrog monster still, I promise you. So, okay. They're getting Blast Zone. We are going to exile the commander. We're going to get a 2/2. They're really being very complimentary, which is fine. I'm not gonna assume the best from them there. Gosh, we can play the Eidolon of Obstruction. I don't think we need to Prison Realm the Acolyte, to be totally honest. Because, yeah, our Archon's not swinging in because it has Summoning Sickness. So we'll just fill the board up. It is nice. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. So there's certainly plenty they can do, but we gotta kind of keep them. We've got a lot going on in the sky right now, so they're gonna need to board wipe us again to probably get us under control, or at the very least answer the Archon, which they've already done once. We've got a mitt full of removal, 2 of which makes us more stuff. Now this would be a lovely turn to untap into the Dawn of Hope because we could start drawing some a sweet amount of cards. But again, I think we're in a pretty okay place. Our opponent's got more cards in hand, but we certainly have the board at the moment. And, so lovely. So Conclave Tribunal, double-edged sword. Now, they might, if they blow it up, they'll get their commander back. If they recast their commander, then the Conclave Tribunal just sits around. We can turn it back on, though, with Calix, with that -3. Repeatable removal on walkers is really nice. And, the +1 generally is kind of a narrow +1, but we've really built our deck to have a lot of enchantments. And so it's possible we'll whiff with Calix, but it's not going to, excuse me, it's not going to happen very much. Our opponent is not the fastest player we've ever played against, but they've got a mitt full of we've got a mitt full of cards, so we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and their clock's running out anyway, so they're gonna need to make a decision. Seems a little early to be roping us out of spite, so we'll see. Hopefully they'll make a decision shortly, though. Can admire the lovely Pegasus art. I haven't really gotten a chance to. Huh. Okay, going down to that next. Burn that rope. Continuing to burn the rope. Okay. Think they're down to their last timeout. It's, maybe they had to, you know, take the garbage out. They had an internet disconnection. Their repeated removal of their cards might be making them have, like, some kind of, like, existential come-to-Jesus moment. Maybe. Probably the disconnect at this point. Oh no, they're moving. They're moving around. They're moving around now. They need to make a call. Ugin. Okay. Ugin. Now the wise choice is probably to take out the Archon. I don't feel like you can leave the Archon around right now. Oh boy, really burning the midnight oil on this one. That was a fun card. I really like that card. It's not in standard anymore. It's a Kaladesh rare that shrinks your hand size but lets you draw more cards. It's a lot of fun. Sorry I'm rambling about old Kaladesh cards, but our opponent won't go. Okay, that was a very expensive removal spell because we're just gonna pop over and kill Ugin in the air. So that's again, not saying they still did the right choice. I think that's what I would have done too in their shoes. They just can't let us keep that card. Gonna resolve Calix's ability. Dreadful Apathy. That sounds good. I want them to know how much removal we have. We've got the Labyrinth at Scophos. So, okay, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna keep some pressure up in the sky. take the Ugin out. We're gonna Prison Realm the zombie token, I think. Well, we could, the Archon, the Acolyte is a... We're gonna get rid of that just because I don't want them to keep getting that Acolyte trigger because they get Ugin back if they've got more. And mostly I want the Scry here. Incubation Druid's gonna go to the bottom just because, I mean, it's a creature, but it's not huge. We got Calix doing stuff. Calix is back into Removal Town. And I believe we have the mana to take something out of combat if we need to. No, I mean, yeah, obviously it's a losing battle, just 1v1ing on these tokens, but I wanted the Scry. And I don't think our opponent has any particularly excellent attacks. Well, I mean, they've got that, but we're just going to do this. And I'm assuming Gitrog's coming back in. Maybe. Another option they could have is I suppose they could be blast zoning us, but there's not a lot of great targets because these are actually sitting... These aren't doing anything right now. They're just sitting around. So they know we've got the Dreadful Apathy. And we would probably just use it to removal the Gitrog because that keeps its ability around. Because we just don't want them drawing the extra cards off the Gitrog monster. Oh boy, I'm sorry about this, viewer. It's always a pain when our opponent is a slow player. Now, I don't want to assume that they're being rude to us, but they might just be roping us because we keep removing their stuff. But that's all right because we're in a good spot. And then you all get to listen to me talk, which you're clearly doing this for a reason. Okay. Gravebreaker Lamia, 4/4 for 5. Lifelink enters the battlefield. They're going to put a card into their graveyard. And then spells, you cast from your graveyard, cost 1 less to cast. So one would imagine they are going to get something that is useful to them from the graveyard. Maybe something with escape. Oh, yeah, there we go. Polykranos, which is a pain in the butt, but we should be able to answer it just okay. Murderous Ridering, our commander. That's okay. We'll command zone the commander. And they don't have the mana. Oh, sweet. So first off, we got a Field of Ruin. So we need to activate this now. We're going to take advantage of this. We're going to get rid of that Field of the Dead. Oh my god. Yes, it is very nice. Generally, Magic's a game where we do back and forth things. So while I mean, like, if you want to compliment me, I mean, maybe it's sarcastic nice or frustrated nice, but, God, I kind of just think so one option is we just Calix, and we, just trying to decide how the best way to do this. We could just play Calix, -3 Calix, get rid of the Lamia under the, I don't know, like the Prison Realm. We'll put it under the Conclave Tribunal, make it more expensive to get Blast Zone off. And put that back under the Conclave Tribunal. Getting some more value out of it. Just sitting around there. And if they bring Polykranos in, we can do some stuff. So we're gonna keep the pressure up in the I think we can only probably afford to swing with 1. We can double block if they come in at Calix, which we'll probably do. Now our opponent might have probably have the mana to fight here. So it's 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I suppose they could bring in Polykranos and fight, maybe get through and punch through Calix, but again, we have the mana to recast him if we need to, and we got a Mitt full of removal and pressure in the sky. Something this deck might need is it might need a couple other ways to close out the game. Certainly Nissa, Heliod, Gideon are all ways we can do that. I mean, we just haven't seen them. And we would ideally be drawn more into it, but they were able to get rid of the Dawn of Hope. This is also a deck that's going to play against a deck with green in it. It's going to have more enchantment removal. We're going to struggle, but there's certainly going to be decks that we can really take advantage of stuff with. And, ooh, okay. Polykranos. Okay, yep. So he came in, he fought, and then they're going to probably double swing. Yep. So we'll take that out. We'll lose Calix. We'll command zone Calix. Trying to think the best place to put Polykranos. Polykranos, actually exiling Polykranos into something is probably our best bet here. So let's just play out our commander again. Polykranos is going to go under Prison Realm, and now they can't keep doing that. And we are not going to attack. We'll trade our 2/2 to keep Calix alive, and then hopefully we'll be able to get an enchantment creature with Calix. We just need to get some pressure on the board. I think we're answering the threats pretty neatly here. I think there's a great number of cards we could really draw that would do us good. Burning through our opponent's resources. Oh my gosh, I cannot. This is Field of Ruin is a card that should never, ever, ever, ever not be in Standard. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, again, in retrospect, this is also one of my first games with this deck. We maybe should have... I think we might be being too aggressive with Calix's minus, just when we have other options, because our opponent is going to bash into him again, and Calix is getting pretty pricey. We'll go ahead and Command Zone Calix. Assuming they probably, I don't know, put on the Murderous Rider. A big showy creature would feel pretty good about now. Maybe I don't think they have enough mana for the commander. Get Rug cost 7. Oh boy, Calix costs 10. What do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we top deck a land, we can replay Calix, but we probably should get a little bit of a buffer up. It's really going to depend on what we draw. Okay, Murderous Rider's coming down. Okay. No, that's an alright card. Just trying to think what our best options are here. Oh, we can't, yeah. So we'll play the Dryad down. Everything's a 2/4. Suppose they've gotten a lot of value out of that thing, and we have some other removal here, so we're going to Dreadful Apathy that. And we'll keep that held up, and we can exile that on their end step. So this is gonna... The ramp here on the Dryad is not as useful anymore, but we are gonna activate this now. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they were thinking... I mean, I guess, yeah, making sure they don't... We don't want them to be able to respond to our thing, so I think, yeah, we're giving up that we don't have any tricks, but we're playing an enchantment deck. We probably don't have any tricks. Yeah, this has been a slow one. This has not been a mile a minute. I normally just try to keep it to 2 games on these first videos. 3 if we have the time, but our opponent is really dragging this one out there. And now, I mean, again, maybe they're trying to play off their phone like Dave is always trying to do. Maybe any number of things. Okay, Beanstalk Giant is a card we're not particularly afraid of in this instance. If they just tap out to Beanstalk Giant, we can just Banishing Light it. Or potentially just Calix it. But again, I'd really like to start being able to tick Calix up. Now, being able to just have a removal spell in the command zone has clearly been doing us good. But removal spells, things like that, have been giving our opponent the chance to... That's got lifelink. So there's no reason not to block. I don't think there's any trick coming in here. But yeah, we can't kill their creature. So that's just a good attack they've got there. We don't have the mana for Calix right now, so we are just going to Banishing Light the Beanstalk Giant. Oh, the Beanstalk Giant's not a token. I don't know why I was saying the Beanstalk Giant was a token. Still okay. We're fine. We're going to put the Guardian Project down. And that way, when we can get to another creature, we can start drawing some cards. We could swing in. They're going to gain the life right back, but keep the life total down at least. Keep it neutral. So, land would be fine. We could replay Calix. Any of our Planeswalkers would be fine. A creature would get us... If we can get some cheap creatures, we can kind of chain some stuff together. Our remaining removal is getting kind of creature-based. Alright, get Rogs back out there. Oh, that's a nice little Oh, that's a lovely interaction on the Gitrog monster. Whenever 1 or more lands card put your graveyard, draw a card. Oh, it's nice that it's 1 or more. That would have been sucky if they would have gotten 2 off of that. Well, sucky for me, great for them. But I ain't complaining. All right. I got a little bit. I've got a few cards left in hand, but hopefully they're gonna just pass it on over. They're gonna pass it on over. Hey. Okay, Return to Nature. Not really what we were going for, to be honest. fighting with the Dryad isn't going to do anything. We can take something out of combat. We'll keep that up. Yeah, and we just don't have... We got nothing. We got nothing this turn right now. Which is a shame because our opponent's going to start drawing more cards than we have. So we need to... Curious if they get... So they get up to 4... 3 is a bad number for them to have that at. It's going to wipe a bunch of things out. It would take out their Murderous Rider. It would take out our Dryad. It would take out our Prison Realm, giving them Polykranos back. It would also take out our Beanstalk... Get their Beanstalk Giant back into play. So, that wouldn't be great. Wouldn't be great, viewer, which I'm assuming that's the play. That's what they ought to be doing here. Golly, I feel like I had time to walk over to their house and tell them the best play. They're just playing so slow. Oh, man, it's... We were too far invested for the game to walk away before we have a definitive answer, but I am sorry that you guys have to sit through this. This is a slog. I am an antsy player. I'm sure you've seen me play fast and misplay. I should probably play slower, but I also think most players could probably play a little bit quicker. So here, while we wait, I'll give you some tips to play a little bit faster in your games. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. That sucks. That sucks a bunch. Life's hard, then you die. Gosh, that was a hard... I mean, it was an interesting choice, but, I mean, they've got their land here, so I think that was still probably, yeah, probably the right thing, and if they have the... Oof. This is a beating. You're doing pretty good. Kind of disappointed to be losing it here. Now, I'm curious if they are going to crack their land off just yet. They've got the mana for it. Slow play tips. Look at your cards and try and decide beforehand what you're going to do with them. Once Upon a Time is something. Anything, really. Hey, Heliod does things. Let's play him. Unfortunately, not a, we're one shy on devotion, unfortunately. That's okay. Opens our options up. So, look at your cards and try and decide beforehand what you're going to do with your cards. Okay. They can get the Murderous Rider back in the yards. We are not returning to nature at this moment. That puts us farther off Heliod. Oof. This is a bummer. So, at the very least, we might get to wrap this game up shortly. Oh, man. That's a beating. Polykranos is not an enchantment. We're just going to get rid of that Lamia right now. No, oof. We honestly probably should have waited on that because, like, depending on what they go in, there might be an escape card. But at the same time, taking 4 power off their board that has a 21. Oh, I think we're just dead, guys. I'm pretty sure they just untap and we're dead. Which, oh my gosh, thank you. Free me from this torment. Oh my gosh, we're gonna sit. You know what? I'm not gonna subject you to this fear. So, what do they got? 14. 20. They got 20 even. We got 1 green open. Heliod's not going to do us any good. We're going to concede. Generally, I'd give somebody a good game after this point, but I'm a little frustrated. That took a shocking amount of time. They could have probably endeavored to play a little bit quicker. So, there we go. That is the first 2, oh my gosh, 2 games of Calix. That took a while. Tune in Wednesday, and we're going to have faster, more interesting games. I promise you that. We're gonna do well. We're going to win a few. That is my guarantee to you, viewer. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry if that was a little slow at times. Hopefully my banter was there and interesting enough to keep you going. And if not, you're not watching this anymore, so I'm only talking to you people who stuck it out with me. Thanks for tuning in. Tune back in Wednesday. This has been Brawlin with Brett here on TCG University. Please like the video, subscribe if you want more content, like it. Support us on Patreon. You get a little bit of extra stuff. You can hassle me in the Discord. Thanks for tuning in. See you on Wednesday.